Hello again everyone, Ageofdune here, and we are back with another League of Legends Shoutcast. Yet again, people have been asking for more of Fabbbyyy, so I did go ahead and locate a game with him in it, using the proreplays.net. Since I do actually have that site now, or I found that site, if you do actually want a specific player or a specific player on a specific champion, although that was a little harder. If you do want to see a specific player for sure, go ahead and let me know, and I'll look it up on proreplay.net and see if I can get you a game from them. It's got to be a professional player, or they've got to have games with professional players. So, lower level diamonds probably aren't going to show up there, but most likely anybody in upper Diamond 1 will probably end up showing up. And I could probably go ahead and do a game with them. So, if you do end up wanting one, go ahead and just leave a comment in pretty much any of my videos, honestly. I am more than happy to go ahead and oblige. Oh, looks like they are going in for an invade here. It is warded, so the red team knows, and they are waiting. Fabbyy's about to walk right into Shaco. There we go. He is feared, and in goes the Aatrox. Actually, the Shaco is apparently not paying attention, because he's just about to die. He does actually end up going down. I'm not sure exactly why he ended up dying there, as he had it warded. He knew she was coming, so you'd think he would actually be paying attention. Nice snipe there from Nidalee. But I guess he was either alt-tabbed or something, because they were just able to walk into him, and he didn't even fight back at all. Interesting on his part, and that is going to set him quite a bit behind. He's not going to have nearly as many boxes up, so his clear is going to be a lot slower. But yeah, for the pro replay, just let me know if you do want a champion, or a player, less so for a champion, just because, like I said, it's a little harder to find specific champions on those people. But if it's somebody they play a lot, go ahead and let me know, and you want to see that, let me know, and I'll see what I can do. The site's really nice, and I've been able to do a lot of decent games off of it. Obviously, this won't be the only place I get games. You know, every once in a while, I'll still do a random featured game. But I've noticed people tend to like the games with the professional players, or specific players like Fabbbyyy, who I think is a professional player now. I'm almost certain of it. I think he was with Curse Academy now. Not completely sure, though. But either way, he's enjoyable to watch, and I'm more than happy to go ahead and cast a game with him. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the players here. We've got Renekton top, played by UNiTE AllegroGJ, versus Malphite, interestingly, played by LuckySolo. A little bit of a fight down there. Not too much going on up here. He's actually tanking quite a bit of damage for that. But he's got the potions and everything. The mid lane for the blue team is Ahri, played by coolnoob. Of course we see Ahri. That's a fairly popular champion right now. Very strong champion. Versus, not Zyra, Nidalee, played by Pekin Woof. I guess maybe I'm gonna go with Pekin Woof. Oh, got a gank coming in here. Double gank, actually, because in goes the Shaco, and Aatrox is there as well. They're going in. They do manage to burst down the Malphite. The Shaco does manage to take down the Renekton for it, but the Shaco is going to go down to the Aatrox as well. So that definitely came out in the blue team's favor. Both teams are ready to gank there, which was kind of funny. Oh, also, stuff was happening down here. Okay, that's them dying. And there's a little bit of attempted harass there by the J. Oh, very nice stun there from the Annie. Obviously, she didn't miss it, because that's a little hard to miss on the Q. And now they're going in on the Jinx. The stun came out, but she does go ahead and cleanse, but Fabbbyyy flashes in to finish her off. Not bad at all right there. And that was all because Annie, in large part anyway, all because that Annie decided to go ahead and stun that support. Alright. So we've got Fabbbyyy playing Vayne versus Jinx, played by Fas Scriptor. The supports are Annie, played by derrylou, versus Zyra, played by Apexy. The junglers, we've got Vi playing Aatrox. I'm gonna go with Vi because that's what it looks like. Versus youngMINI playing Shaco. I know we've seen him before as well. I'm not sure exactly what he is. I know I've heard his name a lot though, so he might actually be one of the fairly common ones to see on the streams, I think. But it is kind of cool seeing a Jinx game again, a really high-level Jinx game. I have been playing with, I've been playing with Jinxes as my AD carry. But unfortunately, anytime I'm with a Jinx, almost every time, it ends up going really poorly for me because the Jinx that I run across, they don't seem to harass, really, using their rockets. Ooh, we've got a gank here going in on the Shaco. youngMINI goes ahead and jumps out of this, and the Aatrox kind of thought he was going the other way, but nope, Shaco went this way instead. Alright, so he does go ahead and ward that up so he knows if the Aatrox is going to go in on him. And Aatrox is going to go ahead and counter jungle him in the meantime. Not too bad. But yeah, I've been fairly disappointed anyway. Just because so much of the time I end up coming across them and I'm always kind of interested and I pick Nami to help them and everything, and then they don't really auto-attack, harass, they don't really do too much at all, and it ends up going not so good for us down there. We've got a two-person gank setting up here on the Ahri, and we'll have to see how it ends up going down. Ahri is not 6 yet, so she does not have her dashes. In they go. She does flash out of the stun from Zyra, but I don't think it's going to be enough. She is ignited, and no, she does end up going down to the Nidalee there. Very nice gank there. It's always interesting to see a gank coming in from a support. I guess she was on her way up there anyway to go ahead and plant a ward. And she's figured, hey, why not gank too? That does mean that your AD carry is actually left alone. And AD carry is actually 2 levels behind Fabbbyyy right now, which is not looking too good right there. But these guys are going to go off and do some damage to the tower. They're not going to be able to take it because Aatrox is here to stop them. But they did do at least a little bit of damage to it. And that kind of offset it. Jinx is pretty hard shut down though. Pretty hardcore shut down. And is she going back already? No, she's just playing really cautious. Honestly, I can't say I blame her too much. Maybe she is going back. That is an interesting back animation, by the way. Oh, and she didn't go back. But yeah, I don't really blame her too much. I mean, Annie has a lot of burst, and she's got that stun, and it's up, actually. So she can go ahead and come in, and by the time the stun wears off, a lot of times you've already been burst down, and you end up easily losing a fight. So I don't really blame the Jinx for being fairly afraid. One thing she can do is switch into her rocket form and go ahead and try to CS with that. But for right now, she's just letting them push and not really doing too much. Annie's kind of chasing here. She does get rooted there, but she got rooted just out of range of the plant, so it ends up not even doing anything. And we've got a lot of stuff happening here. Let's see what's going on here. The Shaco came in to go ahead. Actually, no, this is Shaco's jungle. But the Aatrox is coming in along with Ahri to go ahead and counter jungle this. Not sure how, but somehow the Shaco knew that they came in. And Nidalee just did a lot of damage to Ahri there. Aatrox is kind of pulling out. No, he's actually going to go in on the Nidalee now because she's kind of alone. She does get bounced up. The Ahri is going in, but the Nidalee does have that jump. So the Ahri turned around and went in on the Zyra, who came up to help them. Wow, nice spear there from that Nidalee. If she gets hit with another one, she's dead. Aatrox is going in on her, though, and Aatrox may actually be able to take her down. There is the barrier pop, and the root there misses from the Zyra. So, either way, though, the Nidalee did have a flash, so she was able to get out of that. And Aatrox actually was forced back. But in the meantime, we've got Fabbbyyy down here being evil and destroying the Jinx. He goes in, punts her against the wall. She missed her her skill shot there. And the fact that the minions were there meant that Fabbbyyy is going to be able to get in here with no problem. He does take down that Jinx. And it looks like the Shaco may be coming down to take Fabbbyyy down. He does go ahead and go into the stealth mode. And no, he's just going to go for the minions. Had she stuck around a little further forward, he probably would have gone in on her. But she didn't. And now Vayne's actually chasing him down. But she does slightly misplace the condemn there. And does not end up condemning him to a wall, but just condemns him away from her instead. So he does not end up dying. Had he hit the wall, he would be dead. Very likely. But he didn't. So he's probably pretty happy here. And they're going to go ahead and push this forward. Let the tower eat the creep. And go ahead and fall back so they can get some more items. And yet again, we've got Aatrox invading here. Invading a Shaco is kind of awesome, really. He's going to go off. He does get the red buff there, and it looks like he actually waited in the bush for the Shaco. No, he was going back in the bush. In comes the Shaco, and Shaco says, oh, dang. And now in goes the Aatrox. He does miss the pop-up with his ability there, but it doesn't end up mattering. And now the Shaco clone's trying to chase him down. He does not want to get hit by that. It's going to explode fairly shortly, and the Shaco clone finally stops there. So he is going to end up escaping that. Not too bad on his part. He was able to burst the Shaco. He did have his passive either way, so he wouldn't have died even if it had exploded on him. But even still, I mean, you really don't want to pop your passive for a Shaco clone. Much rather have that going to, say, you know, a tower dive or something. And Renekton's actually done a lot of damage to this tower. I thought that they were mostly just kind of farming apart from each other, but it looks like the Renekton has done a lot of damage to that tower. It's getting pretty low here, and he may end up getting it down with this wave if he decides to. Looks like he does go ahead and push it, but he's not going to go in on the tower. Malphite was tanking the minions anyway, so the tower does stand for at least a little while longer, but the Renekton is going to go ahead and head back. Shaco's on his way up. No, he's just going to go ahead and farm his jungle up. Go get the double golems, and then head on his way. Ahri's getting blue buff, of course. I have a feeling Nidalee has hers. No, she does not. Looks like that did not end up going to her, surprisingly enough. Oh, that's right, because Aatrox actually stole it. Haha, forgot about that. And we've got the Zyra yet again going off and warding up here. It's a good place to ward. It does allow you to make sure that the enemy's not going to come this way. And she's setting up for another gank as well. The Aatrox is getting his red buff. In goes the Zyra. Misses the root there because Zyra's dodge is just so strong. But it does force... not Zyra's dodge, Ahri's dodge. It does force Ahri to go ahead and use that ulti, however, so that she can get out of that, which means that the ulti is on cooldown for at least a little while. Not forever. Not even that long, but it is on cooldown. But yet again, Jinx is forced off lane by the fact that his support is not here. He is only level 5. He is not having a good time at all right now. And Fabbbyyy is just freezing this lane with the Annie, and they are not letting the minions really push much at all. So that is really helping to shut down that Jinx. Lots of action here. Alright, so the Aatrox came in to help. It looks like the Shaco came in as well from behind, and he goes in on the Aatrox. Aatrox goes and uses his ulti there. Nidalee gets really close to dying. The Aatrox is also really close. He does end up going down to Zyra, actually, who now gets double buff. Bubble duff. I almost said bubble duff. But he does end up going down there, and the Zyra gets the kill. And Zyra is actually 5 as well. So, as well as Jinx. She actually just hit 6 now. And Jinx is actually still 5, which is not good at all for Jinx. In goes the Renekton. The anti-stun comes out, and the Jinx just melts there. And the Renekton's tanking the tower, but it doesn't really matter. He's got that ulti running, and he's going to be fine. So that was a very nice little stun from the Renekton, followed immediately by a stun ulti from Annie, which ended up taking down that Jinx for no time at all. And that's really widening the gap here. Fabbbyyy is already 9, whereas Jinx is still 5, and that is terrible for them. In goes the Malphite going in. The dragon kill does go to Annie, and Fabbyy's doing her best to get out of this. She does end up going down to the Nidalee from the spear. The Zyra goes down to Aatrox though. Now they're going in on the Malphite. It looks like the Malphite is going to escape that with his flash. In goes the Shaco though, going in on the Ahri, who misses her charm. And that does mean that he ends up taking her down. Had she not missed her charm, I think she still would have died, but she actually would have possibly made it so her teammates could finish off the Shaco. But it did not end up working out that way. Now they're going in on the Renekton, who is also going to go down. Where exactly was he? He was over here, and it looks like he went ahead to just farm up the wave here. The Nidalee came in from behind him, and he's trying to walk away this way, stuns her, and actually kind of did a little damage to her. And in came the Shaco. I don't think he was expecting that one, so he ended up just melting to that. And now they're going to push this some more. The Aatrox is headed back, and he actually just finished going back. So this may be the first tower of the game for the red team. And yeah, there's the Shaco ult, so this is indeed going to go down. And that means that the mid tower is going to go down. Loss of vision there for the blue team. And good gold for the red team. Back pings hitting on this Jinx. She's trying to farm and get the levels there. Does manage to root the Vayne, so she is going to escape this. But she just hit 6. 13 minutes of the game, she just hit 6, and she has 36 CS versus 112 for Fabbbyyy. This is not going well for her at all. Nice root there by the Zyra, rooting the Annie in place on that. And it looks like the Aatrox is coming in for another dragon or blue buff steal here. But there's too many people here. He does decide to go ahead and fall back. The Malphite is on his way down. Ahri's going to go ahead and possibly do a little bit of damage to the tower here. It looks like Fabbbyyy went ahead and pinged the bottom tower, or somebody pinged the bottom tower. And Fabbbyyy is indeed pushing it down. He sees the Jinx there, but he's just going to go ahead and proxy these minions and let the minions go ahead and take down the tower and deny Jinx yet more XP. Zyra's sort of coming in, does manage to go ahead and land that on the Annie, who took a decent amount of damage there, but not really all that much. And honestly, she's still so far above in levels. Well, she's far above... Actually, she's tied with Zyra. However, Fabbbyyy is level 10 versus a level 6 and a level 7 Zyra. Interestingly, the Zyra is actually ahead of the Jinx. Zyra's gonna die now. Yeah, she does end up going down. Now the Vayne is going in on the Jinx. Jinx goes ahead and flashes out. In goes the Shaco, but Fabbbyyy is just bursting down this Jinx. Down goes the Jinx. Fabbbyyy uses his barrier there, but he's gonna go down to that, and Annie's actually gonna get the kill on the Shaco. Had it not been for the trap there, I think the Vayne actually would have survived it, possibly ended up getting a kill. In goes the Nidalee, manages to miss the spear just barely on the Annie, and now Annie is going in. She does end up going down to Malphite, but she made sure she did not give anything to the Nidalee, and the Nidalee lost her tower in the middle of all that. So she abandoned her post for pretty much nothing there. She thought she was going to get a kill. Had that spear landed, she would have gotten a kill. But she ended up missing it because the Annie dodged just a little bit. I don't even think it was an intentional dodge, but it was a dodge nonetheless. And she ended up leaving for nothing. Bottom lane just finally went down there. The minions were able to go ahead and take it down. It is actually pushing towards the blue team, but now it's not because Renekton's here. Renekton says, nope, we're going to continue pushing this. Things are not looking too good for the red team. They're not having a good time. They're having a little bit of a problem. I mean, kill-wise, they're only 2 behind, but they're also 2 towers behind, and they're a dragon behind. And dragon, I think, should be up soon, but I don't see the timer. Maybe I missed it when it respawned. I don't think so, though. I think it should be up within the next couple of minutes. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't notice that. There we go. There's the timer. 2 minutes it is. I've somehow been working on that. I never really have a perfect timer of it, but I've got a pretty decent timer now. Even in my own games, I tend to notice, hey, dragon should be coming up fairly soon, and I don't know exactly when because I don't look at the time, which is something I need to do, but I still know it's coming up fairly soon. Nice shot there from the Aatrox. Probably going to get hit by a spear. He does get hit by a spear while he's mid-jump, but he's going to be fine. He's going to get out of this. He does have his passive again, and he's probably not too worried. The Shaco went in, got picked up by the ward, so the Ahri went ahead and tried to do some damage to him, but he does not end up doing it. And the Vayne and Annie are circling over here to go in on that Jinx. And there we go. Vayne is working her way up. There is no ward here, so the Jinx has no idea, but she does see the Annie, so she goes ahead and just walks away. She does not want to get hit by that Annie. And Zyra's actually pink warding up the blue bush there. Blue buff. Pink warding up the blue bush so that the enemy team does not have a ward there, but Annie's like, no, that's not going to go. And the Fabbyy's actually going in. Did at least a decent amount of damage there. Out comes the Annie stun as well, and Fabbbyyy is actually still alive. It's doing a lot of damage there to the Jinx. Does manage to dodge her ability there, but in comes the rest of the red team. Down she goes. The Annie went down as well. And we actually saw Ahri die somewhere. I'm not sure where. Where exactly did Ahri die? Here's Ahri. She's at full health. I have a feeling she took at least 1 tower shot. Or one spear. Yes, that's exactly what happened. She took the spear. In came the Malphite and finished her off there. There goes the Jinx ulti. I didn't even notice that in that. And Annie's trying her best to get out of this. She ends up going down. I don't think she takes anybody down. She does go ahead and ignite the Shaco, but it's not enough. And the Vayne ends up going down there to the Nidalee, like we noticed before. Aatrox came in, did a little bit of harass there, but he didn't really do too much. He went ahead and fell back, and I don't blame him whatsoever. He and Renekton are the only two members of their team surviving. So one thing to take note of in this game, for the red team, I think a lot of their kills, 4 of them are on the Nidalee, and 6 of them are on the Shaco. And Nidalee really falls off pretty hard late game. And I think Shaco, at least somewhat does, he actually turns into a really good split pusher. But he still kind of falls off late game. Down goes the Renekton there, and wow, that guy just barely escaped. But the Aatrox is forced back by Shaco. Does go ahead and slow him down. I think he's going to get out of this with no problem. But yeah, late game, Nidalee and Shaco both fall off pretty hard. Shaco less so, just because, like I said, he does have that split push capability. Ooh, nice job there for the Shaco. He does manage to take down the Aatrox. Unfortunately, he dies for it. And the Annie ends up taking him down. So she gets the kill there. So, for the blue team, they've got Vayne on their team, who, you know, if fed, is ridiculously massive and ridiculously dangerous. By the way, he's fed. So, he's ridiculously dangerous. They've got Aatrox, who actually does really well late game when fed. They've got Renekton, who's more of an early game champion. Oh, that just disappeared there. There we go, now it's gone. They've got Renekton, who's more of an early game champion, but he's still pretty strong late game. And they've got Ahri, who is definitely a strong late game champion. As well as the Annie, who I'm not really sure about her. As support Annie, I guess she would scale decently late game. I mean, she's got that stun and everything, so I'm not really sure about that one. But they have a lot of scaling for late game, and they're very strong with that scaling. Unfortunately for the red team, the one who scales hardest, Vayne here, is actually one of the most fed in the game. He is 733, whereas the Shaco is actually 755. So he's actually a little ahead on that, but Fabbbyyy has 168 CS, whereas the Shaco's got 65. So if we look at the actual gold, Fabbbyyy has 8,900 there, whereas the Shaco only has 6,200. That is a pretty big difference there, and that's all in the CS. And that really goes to show exactly how fed Fabbbyyy is right now. The Shaco's about to get caught here. He does go ahead and use those. Malphite uses his ult to go in, and unfortunately for him, they're just destroying him. He gets stunned there against the wall by Vayne. In goes the Shaco again, but he was not picked up there. He was invisible, but they're going back in on him now. He gets stunned, and he melts there. Another kill for Fabbbyyy. And they're going in on the Jinx now, who I believe has Flash. She does have Flash. She went ahead and flashed over that wall. Fabbbyyy had vision and managed to take her down, though. Annie went down to the Jinx, because the Jinx, that's actually what baited the Jinx into sticking around. But she still ended up going down. Now the Renekton's going in there. Did quite a bit of damage there to the Zyra. Dodged the spear. And his team is actually pushing up top. They got a tower down. And they're kind of coming down to converge on these if they continued going up. But they decided against it. So this does mean that these guys are going to continue pushing here. No, they actually fall back apparently. There's the fallback ping. And they are going to walk away. They managed to get a tower off of that, as well as multiple kills. So that was great for them. They're still only 2 kills ahead. But thanks to their objectives, they are 8k gold ahead. That is pretty huge. Down bottom, we've got a huge minion wave here, so this is going to go in on this tower. But the tower hasn't really been damaged at all. And there is a wave of minions there to stop it, and Vayne's on her way down. So they're not going to be able to do really anything to this tower. It took a little bit of damage there, but Vayne's going to be able to clean this up. So really, it's not really going to do too much. And that really sucks for the red team. It's always nice to have your minions managing to take down a tower, but it does not end up happening this time. And the lane is reset, and it's actually not completely reset thanks to this little guy. If Vayne weren't to push this, it would still get pushed towards the red team thanks to that one little caster minion. But she did go ahead and push it, and now it is being pushed even more hardcore. Jinx is waiting for the farm to arrive, so she can go ahead and hopefully get a little bit more. She is still level 9 versus a 14 Vayne. That is painful, and she's only got 58 CS. 59 now, which, again, that is painful. She is having a really bad game this time. Got a match to go up against the Fabbbyyy, and the Fabbbyyy said, oh no, you die now. Fabby's been doing really well this game. Right, so they pushed this up and just pretty much gave the enemy team a little bit of farm there, but they are keeping all lanes pushed, which is actually very important. I've even noticed this in my own games. A lot of times, you know, we're getting kills, we're doing a lot of things, but the enemy keeps our lane at least somewhat pushed, so... Oh, down goes the Shaco. Nope, Shaco jumps over the wall. Fake Shaco goes down, though. And the Jinx ulti just misses there. Had it hit, Fabbbyyy would now be... Well, she wouldn't be dead, but she would have popped her Guardian Angel there. But didn't end up hitting, so Fabbbyyy is fine. Oh no, a DC from Renekton. That is terrible news. Hopefully he comes back. If not, that's going to really suck. I don't really want to see this game get thrown by somebody DCing. We'll have to see, though. I would hope he would come back. They usually do. There's been a lot of problems like that recently, people getting DC'd and stuff, but they usually do end up coming back, so it should actually be okay. We'll have to see, though. There we go. He is indeed back. Yes, that's good news. And all the teams are now pushing. But yeah, like I was saying, it is surprisingly important to go ahead and keep your lane pushing, because we were able to do all this stuff, and we were able to kill them all the time, and we kept them low, but they had our minions pressed, and they were able to go ahead and just split push because one person was able to walk away and go to where the minions were pressing forward. Kind of like this right here. Minions were pressing forward, he came over and he went ahead and split pushed this and went in on the tower and immediately bursted it down and is probably going to be able to take this. And in the meantime, we were killing the rest of their team, but it doesn't really help when, oh, he's going to go down, when you end up losing your objectives. Down goes the Malphite. Also, what didn't help is the fact that while, yes, we were taking their team down, nice spear there. While we were taking it down, we never really got to go ahead and get towers of our own. We kind of just, I don't know, we ended up going off doing damage, but it never really worked out quite right. So they are going to go ahead, go in on this tower as well. Shaco is pushing top tower. And the blue team says, fine, we'll trade you a tower for a tower. We can go faster. And they're going to get a kill on Zyra as well. Down goes the Zyra. Down goes the tower. Bot lane tower is still not gone. But I have a feeling it's going to go down, or top lane tower. Down it goes, but Shaco is not going to be able to get the inhib. Whereas the blue team is able to get the inhibitor. And they ping that bot tower. Actually, they ping Dragon. So who knows which one they'll go to. Looks like Fabbyy's kind of heading his way to the tower there. But we'll see if he ends up going and continuing to Dragon. It looks like he will. And actually, he's going to go ahead and grab blue here. I can respect that. What? Okay. Yeah, he could, you know, it's not a terrible thing on him. He does have mana, and he's low on mana, so, you know, it's not too bad. But they are going to get this dragon for free. Down it goes, and now he's going to walk out. Malphite's going to come in just after and be sad because it's gone. Ahri is now pushing up this top lane. Is this minion promoted? No, I don't think so. I never noticed that they have a buff there. Huh. That's kind of cool. That is something I never noticed. I don't know if that's a new thing, kind of like the items that the tower has, which this one does not actually have any outside of the invisibility thing. But, I don't know. Annie was going ahead, clearing up the wards there. She did have... Zyra went ahead and hit. Whoa. Nice, still has a plant there. And that was enough to go ahead and force the Annie back. In comes the Renekton. I think this is picked up. But they're not going to go ahead and clear out that ward. Zyra is there to force them to not. So, oh, there we go. Annie comes in. And the Baron's doing damage to her again, thanks to the Zyra. But in came the Ahri and pushed that Zyra back. So that means that Annie is going to finally be able to clear this and get out. But there is another ward placed from the Zyra. Could be a meme. Actually, I don't really blame her. I would do the same. And we've got a lot of people going in on the Shaco here. What happened to him? Alright, so he was actually just kind of fighting a little bit with the Aatrox. And kind of trying to bait the Aatrox. But the Renekton's coming down as well. In goes the Aatrox on the Shaco. Shaco's like, I can take you. Not so much. Went ahead and deceived out. He is going to escape this, though. So it didn't end up really coming to much. Shaco's going to be fine. He's at about a quarter health, but he's going to live. And now Renekton's trying to just kind of avoid going off because there are a lot of people here. He doesn't really know it, but there were. Ah, Shaco fear. Ah. And the blue team is now pinging this top turret, but at the same time, they're kind of congregating around Baron here. I'm not sure if they're planning on going in on this. There are the pings. And Vayne is actually visible thanks to the Nidalee trap. So the red team knows they're going in on this. Oh, doesn't matter though. Aatrox, Renekton, and Annie were all kind of hanging around here. They went ahead and slowed them down. Spear came in, chunked a little bit out of Renekton, but not really all that much. So he's going to go ahead and get rid of this ward here, and they walk away again. And so many wards that have gone towards them. Ooh. Put a trap there this time. And now the blue team has gone back in on the Baron. It is picked up by that Shaco box. So the red team knows about it again, but they are all spread out now because they thought they'd pushed the blue team back. So the blue team has no contest at the moment. In goes the Zyra, goes and plants out on that ward and goes, oh crap, they are going in on this. There goes the ulti there. Oh, Malphite tried to go ahead and steal it, but Aatrox said, no, I have smite. Yes, okay, that was him, yes. Aatrox had smite, and he said, no, that's not going to happen. Down here, Shaco was trying to go ahead and take down the inhibitor there, but Annie said, no, you're not going to be able to do that, but he said, yes, I am. He's probably going to die for it, though, because the entire blue team is converging on him, and there we go. Ahri does end up taking him down. I'm not sure I really approve of her using her ult for it. I guess she was trying to take him down before the inhibitor, so I guess that does make sense. But I'm not really sure it was necessary under the circumstances, because Aatrox came in from this way, and it really wouldn't have, it would have been fine anyway, but maybe she thought that she had to because she didn't realize that Aatrox was going to get there that quickly. Because that was her third charm that we saw going in there, or her third cast of it, from the looks of it. So I guess she had cast it, just to get in there, just to make sure he doesn't end up taking it down. And he didn't. Annie helped that a lot. She did force him to go ahead and fall back for one thing, and then force him to go ahead and go in on her. And that gave the rest of the blue team enough time to go ahead and converge and take him down. Now we've got Renekton going in. There's probably going to be a stun there. Yes, there is the stun on Malphite. The Ahri charm misses, but that's okay. The blue team does have a wave of minions here, and they're going to go in on this tower. And they're going to get it. There's the stun from Renekton. They're just diving this right off the bat. Down goes the Zyra. Vayne takes down the turret, and they're just going to continue pushing this. Nidalee hit him with another spear there, but it's Renekton, and Renekton doesn't really care. Aatrox does, but Renekton does not. In goes the Shaco, trying to take down the Aatrox. Aatrox does end up going down, but so does the Shaco for that. And then the Ahri manages to take down Malphite as well. Vayne takes down Jinx, and they're going to go ahead and push this tower down. And the inhibitor as well would be my guess. They are going in on it. They're working on this one as well. This one's going to go down first, and then pretty much immediately after, they're going to focus down this one would be my guess. No, actually, they're just going to leave this be. And they're going to go in on the turrets up here, which I guess actually makes sense. Oh, there is a surrender. So, red team went ahead and surrendered, and that's going to be the end of this game. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the champions and their items and such. We've got Malphite with 172 CS versus 218 for Renekton. 4-5-4 versus 5-3-10. Definitely puts Renekton well in the lead there. The Malphite has Randuin's Omen, Sunfire Cape, Ninja Tabber, the Home Guard Enchant, Chain Vest, and a Doran Shield versus Spirit Visage, Sunfire Cape, Mercury's Tread, the Home Guard Enchant, Giant's Belt, Warden's Mail, and a Doran's Blade. So he's pretty darn fed there. The Nidalee has 206 CS versus 165 for Ahri. She's actually pretty far ahead of her there. She is 429 versus 457. And she's got Athene's Unholy Grail, Void Staff, Needlessly Large Rod, Sorcerer's Shoes, Blasting Wand, and a Doran's Ring versus Rabadon's Death Cap, Deathfire Grasp. Of course, it's Ahri. Sorcerer's Shoes, the Home Guard Enchant, and a Double Doran's. The Jinx is at 123 CS versus 227. Fabbbyyy shut her down hard. She is 187 versus 1237. Wow. She's got Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, Double Doran's Blade, and a Boots of Speed. That is it versus Blade of the Ruined King, Phantom Dancer, Guardian Angel, Last Whisper, and Berserker's Greaves. The Zyra is at 22 CS versus 34 for any 2-5-11 to 3-5-11. Puts Annie slightly ahead on both things there. The Zyra's got Ruby Sidestone, Boots of Mobility, Philosopher's Stone, Oracles, which she hasn't used, and Foresight Wards versus Ruby Sidestone, Boots of Mobility, Fiendish Codex, Cage's Lucky Pick, Doran's Shield, interesting, and a Sight Ward. Finally, we've got the junglers, Shaco with 129 CS versus 139 for Aatrox. He is 985. That is a large number of the kills on him. And unfortunately, like I said, he's not so good in a team fight. He has Ravenous Hydra, Static Shiv, Berserker Squeeze, the Home Guard Enchant, Longsword, and a Vision Ward. I'm not sure if I said 4 for 11 for Aatrox, but he does have 4 for 11. And he's got Blade of the Ruined King, Locket of the Iron Solari, Boots of Mobility, the Home Guard Enchant, Giant's Belt, and a double Doran's of his own. So that is going to be the end of this game. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Again, if you do want to see a specific player, go ahead, let me know in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. Have a good night. Bye.